Namaskar. We are having a glimpse of Sarth Shri Dasbodh. Sarth means with meaning. Dasbodh. Bodh means to know, to become one with the God. Das means to become servant of that Lord Ram, Almighty. Samas Sahwa means sixth chapter from the Dashak Satwa. Okay? So, Samas Sahwa Badhdha Mukta Nirupan. Badhdha means to become entangled into something. A chain is binding someone like that. Badhdha. You have been entangled, you have been trapped into something. Mukta means you are freed. Freed. F-R-E-E-D. Freed from everything. You have become an enlightened soul. Nirupan means the discourse. Okay? So Badhdha Mukta Nirupan. This is how we have been reading since last 50 plus years. Shri Rama अद्वैत बद्ध निरोपिले अद्वैत ब्रह्म निरोपिले जे कल्पने रहित संचले क्षण एक तदाकार केले मज या निरूपणे. Advait Brahma means that which is beyond the duality, that Brahma. Niropile means it is been told to us. Je kalpane rahita sanchale, which is beyond ideas, which is beyond any conceivable thing, which is beyond our thought process. That has been sanchale means it has been stored someplace. Kshana eka tadakar kele mazya nirupane. So within that moment, in fact, in that particular moment, we become one with the God. Tad akar means we become one with that formless God, Almighty God, at all the times during that discourse. This is what is happening, and I'm feeling and I'm experiencing. That is why what the disciple of Sant Ramdas is saying. Parimya tadakar bhave. So now I feel that I want to become one with that God at all the times. ब्रह्मची हो नसावे ऑल द टाइम्स. पुन्हा संसारास न यावे चंचळपणे सर्वथा. I do not want to live in this world because it is so much full of atrocities and all fantastic things. That is what he is feeling. Chanchalpane means it is always moving, which is always changing, but it is not in my favor. That is what he is feeling. Kalpana rahita je sukha. It is, I'm feeling that joy, that happiness which is beyond my ideas. तेथे नाही संसार दुःख. There is no sorrow of everyday life. म्हणून तेची एक होऊनी असा. That is why I want to be unison with the God for all the times. He might be, child like we were there during our maybe 10-15 years old. At that time we used to ask such questions. ब्रह्मची होईजे श्रवणे. So while listening to your discourse, Shravane means I am listening your discourse. At that time I become one with the God. Definitely become one with the God at all the times in that particular moment. And then till I am listening to your discourse. Punha vrittivari lage yene. Again, once the discourse is over, again I come back to my senses. Aise sada yene jane chuke na ki. This is how I'm becoming one with the God. Again, coming to the senses. It is as if coming and going and going and coming, and that cycle is going on. So how to avoid that cycle? I want to one with the God, unison with the God at all the times. Mane antariksha jave. Mane antariksha means Chidakash is here, where mind gets settled. Kshana eka brahmaji vaye. At particular moment, moment it becomes one with the God, the Almighty God. It becomes yogi, the bhakta. Punha tethune kosala vrittivari magade. Again it falls down from unruffledness of mind to the ruffledness of mind. So again I come back to that vritti, those thoughts, that those wishes, again that work, again that cycle. I come back to that senses. I do not want to come to that cycle. I do not want to get involved in all these fantastic things. Please tell me how to become one with the Brahma. Okay, he must be a child, and he was dealing with a child, and there are other people who are poking as well. You see hereafter. So Sant Ramdas definitely has faced those things, because at that time, like today, English is powerful. At that time, Sanskrit was powerful. So somebody not speaking properly, then you call him that he's talking with his accent, like that. So now you blame him from the accent. At that time, people used to blame for his Marathi Prakrit information and giving discourse in Marathi, but by not telling in Sanskrit, he was blamed. So okay, time to time languages changes, and domination of languages, domination of certain people, it changes, it keeps changing, no? So again, we come back to that vritti, come back to these senses. Again, go back to the Brahma Tattva, Brahma, we become unison with the God when you start your discourse. So, how to tackle this? प्रत्यावृत्ती सैरा वेरा किती करू ये रझारा पाई लावनिया दोरा कीटक जैसा. No, he is saying that is if now we'll give the latest examples that a drone is there to which a strong rope is bounded, and the drone flies, again we pull it back, again it flies, again we pull it back. So like that, going up, coming down, becoming one with the God, coming down to the senses, and all the kinds of quarrels and all fantastic things are going on in life. For example, quarrel or everyday war, whatever you may say. Because Sant Ramdas is saying ye razhara. Tukaram Maharaj says ratran dina amha yuddhacha prasanga. Means day and night we are fighting a war to become free from these bindings of this world. So it is inside the mind that struggle is going on. Updeshkari tadakar, when your discourse is going on, you are advising something, suggesting something. At that time, we become tadakar, we listen to you and we become one with the God. होता पडे हे शरीर अथवा येणे आप पर ऐसे झाले पाहिजे. Now I do not, want to get involved and attached to this body. My soul wants to get merged with the infinite soul. So now you see, he's trying to reach the height which he wants to be that. It is his wish, in fact, that disciples' wish. ऐसे नसता जे बोलणे तेची वाटे लाजीरवाणे ब्रह्म होऊन संसार करणे हे विपरीत दिसे. Now if I don't reach at that level, once I know it, then I feel ashamed that I got such a kind and the greatest of the greatest Sadguru, and still I cannot achieve that state of mind where you can call me as a yogi or as a bhakta. And if I cannot live at that state of mind, Brahmahun Sansar Karni, and living everyday life as a work is worship, then it looks viparit. Means he is telling this and going in opposite direction. Viparit means going opposite direction. It looks exactly juxtapose. You can say juxtapose looks. जो स्वय ब्रह्मजी झाला तो मागुदा कैसा आला ऐसे ध्यान माझे मजला प्रशस्त न वाटे. Now the person who has become one with the God, how can he come back to senses again? That is what the question is striking in my mind all the times, and I'm not feeling comfortable with that question. You see, a lot of people face that in life, maybe every day, maybe every moment, many a times. ब्रह्मची होऊन जावे का ते संसारीच असावे, दोन्हीकडे भरंगळावे किती म्हणून. सो आयदर यू बिकम वन विथ द गॉड or you will live in a samsara everyday life. You are not over here, you are not over here. So you are been lost over here, you have been lost over here, you are lost the life. I mean lost in the life, not life. So you are not a successful in your life at both the levels. We discussed this situation once. निरूपणी ज्ञान प्रबळे उठून जाता ते मावळे मागुता कामक्रोध खवळे ब्रह्मरूपासी. So once we saw that even in Gita it is given, if I lose the track, if I die down, if something is left and we have to live a life in which suppose a highly tiring job is there, then I'm not being able to perform the penance. So then am I going to lose the track? No. Again you will come back, because at every moment you are wishing that you should one with the God. That is also kind of penance as well. That is work is worship. You are trying yourselves. So nirupani dhyan prabhay. Now while discourse is going on, then you have become one with the dhyan, means the knowledge, means Paramatma. Now again, once you are sitting, listening and everything is okay, but again you go out of the discourse, hall of the discourse, then again it goes away. Then you start thinking, oh, what happened to that game, and who has won the game, and all those things. You start speaking all these things, and what I had to cook today, ladies may talk. Okay, maguda kamakrodhe khave brahmarupasi. So again those wishes, those transactions, those thoughts again goes on after the discourse is over, and we just wake up. We stand and go to home. At that time again that starts. So how to remain one with the that Brahma रूप at all the time. ऐसा कैसा ब्रह्म झाला, दोहीकडे अंतरला, ओढग्रस्त पणेची गेला संसार त्याचा. So neither you have become an enlightened soul, nor you have achieved something in your life. So will it go waste? Will our life go waste? That is what the thought is been arising in my mind. That is what the student, the disciple is saying to Sant Ramdas. घेता ब्रह्मसुखाची गोडी, सांसारिक मागे वोडी, संसार करिता आवडी, ब्रह्मी उपजे मागुती. So once you know that the Almighty God is there, once you listen to discourse, you get liking for that. So many a times this everyday life, you don't like those things. But still you have to do those everyday work, as work is worship. Please remember. But still I want to live one with the Brahma, and then I want to do those things. So how to do that? He is also asking in so many ways. ब्रह्म सुख नेले संसारे, संसार गेला ज्ञानद्वारे, दोन्ही पुरे एकही नाही. So we don't have Brahma Sukh, we don't have anything in life and all those things. So at both the front, we are not been able to complete our task. Then what to do? या कारणे माझे चित्त चंचल झाले दुश्चित, काय करणे निश्चित एकही नाही. That is why his mind, he's saying, that has become ruffled and started feeling agony. Then he's starting, feeling dushchita, means like this. What to do, what not to do. That is what he started feeling. And I'm not been able to remain firm on this path or that path. Please tell me what to do. That is what his disciple is saying. Now, Aisa Shrota Kari Vinite. Now, at the end, he said, please tell me. That disciple is saying. ऐसा श्रोता करी विनती. ओके, आता राहावे कोणे रीती, म्हणे अखंड माझी मती ब्रह्माकार नाही. नाउ इन विच वे, इन व्हॉट वे, and how I can remain akhand means forever, brahmakar means remain one with the God for all the times. Yogi and Bhakta, what we are saying. Yogi and Bhakta. आता याचे प्रत्युत्तर वक्ता देईल सुंदर, श्रोती व्हावे निरोत्तर, क्षण एक आता. So please remain calm. I'm going to tell you, Vakta means the speaker, is going to tell the answer to this question. Again, so many, during the answer only, so many things will be there, poked and all those things will be there. You just listen now. ब्रह्मची होऊन जे पडिले, तिची मुक्त पदास गेले. ये रे ते काय बुडाले व्यासाधिक. Now, do you feel that once you become enlightened soul, that person remains like this, as if, the log is there and his, the trunk is cut from the tree and the log is kept like that. So do you mean that once a person become realized, so he just remains sleeping like a log? Okay, it doesn't happen. If that person has become mukta, he doesn't live like a log, dead life. He doesn't live a dead life. He lives a life like a Vas, because he came to know the Vas through discourses, by writing, analyzing the Vedas, Rigved, Yajurved. He analyzed and he demarcated everything. And then, that story, I think. Then he went on to tell, Mahabharata and all those things as well. श्रोता विनती करी पुढते, शुको मुक्त वामदेव वाहे श्रुती, दोघेची मुक्त आदियंती बोलत असे. Now the audience say that only Vamadev and Shukadev went on to become mukta, nobody else have become. So then, are they mukta and are you mukta? Do you have the authority to learn and do we have authority to learn? दोघेची मुक्त आदियंत बोलत असे. So it is a question to not only to themselves, but they are also poking to their own Sadguru as well. That do you have authority to tell and make us Mukta? And do we have authority to become Mukta? Because only two people have become Mukta, Shukadev and Vamadev. Those are the, in fact, were examples given in the Upanishads and so many places. But in place of that example, taking it as example, they said that only those two people have become Mukta, nobody else have become. Then, Khadak. Then Sant Ramdas just takes out the sword kind of words. Now what he speaks, you see. वेदे बद्ध केले सर्व मुक्त शुक वामदेव वेदवचन्य भाव कैसा धरावा ऐसा श्रोता वेदाधारे देता झाला प्रत्युत्तरे दोघेची मुक्ता त्याधारे प्रतिपाद्य केले. ओके, सो दे सेड ओनली टू पीपल हॅव बिकम मुक्त. वक्ता बोले या उपरी दोघेची मुक्त सृष्टी वेले ऐसे बोलता उरी कोणास आहे. सो देन वक्ता मीन्स द पर्सन हु इज डिलिव्हरिंग द डिस्कोर्स, that Samartha Ramdas is saying, do you mean only two people have become mukta? How is it possible? Because you are discarding or saying that there is a discrimination, first thing. Second thing, you are trying to say that nobody else can become mukta. Third thing, you are trying to tell that I don't have authority and you don't have authority to learn, and I don't have authority to learn and you don't have authority to learn, or we both don't have authority to discuss and learn. I'll give one answer. That is what he's saying. Bahu Rushi Muni Bahumuni. Bahu Rushi Bahumuni Siddha Yogi Atmadhyani Zale Purush Samadhani Asankhata. Just listen. There are a lot of rishis and munis and yogis and siddhas and atmadhyanis. A lot of people have become enlightened soul, realized soul. They have become self-satisfied, atmatrupta, and there are infinite till date. That is what he is saying. Millions have become enlightened soul. And then he has given example of Prahlad and Narada, and when that, I hope you know that verse, Prahlad and Narada Parashara Purusha. Pundarika Vyas, Ambarish, Shukashanaka, Bhishmadalvan, Rukmangad Arjun and all those things. That, just try to find out that verse. It is there. Yahi vegre thor thor, Maha Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara, Adi Kurun Digambara, Videhadik. Videhadik means Sita was called Vaidehi because she happened to be the daughter of Videhi Janaka Raja, means the king Janaka. So he had everything. He was a king. He had a lot of money. He had a lot of power. He had everything. Still he remained Videhi. He was a realized soul. Then there was Dattatreya. He used to live Digambar. So many things are there. Then Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh are also there. Though they are going to get merged at the end of the Kalpanta with the Almighty God, but still when they are there in the body, they are realized soul. And they have all the power, riddhis and siddhis and everything, and they can give boon and bane to anyone. With their boon and bane, something are going to happen, and all those things are there. So they have the authority, they are also realized soul. Do you mean that only Shuka and Vamadev have become realized soul? No, they are also there. Even what he means to say that Brahma, then Vishnu's avatar Ram is there, he happens to be my guru. Do you mean that Vishnu's avatar Ram is not a realized soul? He is asking and even giving the answer. Shuka Vamadev Mukta Zale. ये रहे अवघेची बुडाले या वचना विश्वास रहे ते पढ़त मूर्ख. That is why you are पढ़त मूर्ख, means you know it but you are not accepting the reality. पढ़त मूर्ख. तरी वेद कैसे बोलिला तो काय तुम्ही मिथ्या केला ऐकोनी वक्ता देता झाला प्रत्युत्तर. Now Ved themselves have said Tattvamasi Ahamatma Pradhnanam Brahma Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So it means Vedas are advising us, suggesting us to become realized soul. And by following that path, Rishis and Munis are saying, Ahu, Ahu. I hope you might be knowing the Bhrigu Samhita and all those things. We are taking those examples time and again just to get registered. So, do you mean that following this path, these Rishis and Munis didn't become realized soul? They have become realized soul. वेद बोलला पूर्व पक्ष मूर्ख तेथीची लावी लक्ष. Now you are taking only two examples and sticking to that, and it is hurting yourself and the people who are trying to guide you to make you become a free soul and realized soul as well. साधू आणि व्युत्पन्न दक्ष त्यास हे न म्हणे. So because sadhu are there and daksha, vitpanna daksha means those realized soul and enlightened soul are there, they don't listen to all these fantastic things. तथापि हे जरी मानले तरी वेद सामर्थ्य बुडाले, वेदांचे उद्धरे न कोणे नवचे कोणा. Because Vedas are there for our upliftment only, to let us become realized soul. For that purpose only Vedas, Upanishads, Gitas and so many things are there. वेदा अंगी सामर्थ्य नसे तर या वेदास कोण पुसे, म्हणून वेदी सामर्थ्य असे जन उद्धरावया. सो वेदास आर देयर उद्धरा मीन्स टू अपलिफ्ट अस. दे हॅव दॅट पॉवर. ओम एकाक्षरम ब्रह्मम सर्वम खलुदम ब्रह्म. दीज आर व्हेरी पॉवरफुल मंत्रास. Just try to think over those mantras. Try to become one with the God. Like, the 14 ways you can realize the Paramatma. You can feel the Paramatma. Become one with the Paramatma. We already saw that. Those have been taken from Vedas and Puranas only. Those are gist of all these things. वेदाक्षर घडे जासी तो बोलीजे पुण्य रासी, म्हणून वेदी सामर्थ्यसी काय होणे. So Vedakshar, somebody is listening to that and living with the Vedantic Pandit. So he is the most pious and he is living with the pious people as well. Vedas have the authority and power as well to make us realize soul. And if you are listening, living with those people and Veda Shastra Purana, if you are listening every day, Veda Shastra and Purana, Shastras, so many Shastras there, Puran, Bhagavad Puran, this Puran, that Puran, Garud Puran, Bhagavad Puran, so many Puranas there. Veda, 4 Vedas are there. Vedangas means Upanishads and all those things. I mean Vedanta means Upanishad. Vedangas also there. Okay. Bhagye Zaliya Shravana. Tene hoise pavan he boliti sadhu. Now you are listening just because you have done some good works, and that is why you have become pious, and that is why you are able to listen to those sadhus. Sadhus mean good people. In fact, the Satjan who are living with the God. श्लोक अथवा श्लोकार्थ नाहीतरी श्लोकपाद श्रवण होता एक शब्द नाना दोष जाती. Here the best example Swamiji is to give that if you have watched the Mahabharata, at one moment when both the armies are there, Kauravas and Pandavas, in between Shri Krishna is telling the Gita to Arjun. At that time Duryodhan says, is he afraid of what? What kind of discussion is going on between Arjuna and Shri Krishna? So at that time Bhishmacharya said, why, I just want to listen only one word of that discourse, so that with listening to that one word I can become mukta, I can become brahmadhyani, I can become a realized soul. That much is the power these people have and these Vedas also have. Okay, shlok, one verse, shlokartha, the meaning of that shloka verse, or shlokapada, simple aham atma, simple word. श्रवण होता एक शब्द ओम एकाक्षरम ब्रह्म अहमात्मा तत्वमसि. Nana dosh, all our sins be vanished. Everything can go into the Ganga and we can become the realized soul. Okay? वेदशास्त्री पुराणी ऐक्या वाक्याच्या आईणी अगाध महिमा व्यासवाणी वदोन गेली. So Veda, Shastra, Puranas, and there are so many other books have been written, Shastras are there. And apart from that, Vyasvani means Vyas has written a lot of things, including Mahabharata and Gita and all those things. And the gist is that you have to become realized soul. Okay? एकाक्षर होता श्रवण तत्काळची होईजे पावन ऐसे ग्रंथाचा विमान ठाई ठाई बोलले. Only one akshar means Om Ekakshar Brahma, for example, or Tat, simply Tat. There are people who goes into the samadhi, like Ramakrishna Paramahansa and all this. There are many people still I also saw in this era. So within a moment you can become pious and pure person. And that is the importance of these words. Whatever has been discourse is there, whatever is written over there, maybe Veda Vyas or all the realized soul. And it has been written at each and every place. In fact, each and every word of this Dasbodh, Gita, Dhaneshwari, Puran, Vedas, Upanishads, they are telling us the same thing. सातही शते ते श्लोक परी देव बोलेले एक जे नाही दुजे. It means God is trying to tell only one thing, that you are that Paramatma. You have to become one with that. Do all your work as worship. Worship throughout your life. Work is worship throughout your life. Okay? दोही वेगळा तिजा नुधरे तरी महिमा कैचा रे असो हे जाणीजे चतुरे येरा गथा. Only two people become mukta and others are not. This is not okay. Try to become smart. Try to understand the things and become one with the God. वेदशास्त्रे पुराणे कैसे होती अप्रमाणे दोघा अजून तिसरा कोण उद्धरावा. ओके. म्हणसे काष्ठी लागून पडला तोची एक मुक्त झाला शिको तोही अनुवादला नाना निरूपणे. In fact, so those who have become realized, they are living a life like a log. It is not like that. Shuka Muni, who was son of the Veda Vyasa, he also went on to give the discourse in the form of Puran, Bhagwat Puran. Okay, he also went on to speak. It doesn't mean that you have become realized soul, you will not speak or will speak. It has nothing to do with all these things. शुक मुक्त ऐसे वचन वेद बोलेला ते प्रमाण परी तो नव्हता अचेतन ब्रह्माकार. So he gave the discourse. It doesn't mean that he was not realized soul. You don't have to become achetan. He become chetan means he was energetic to deliver the discourse. He was brahmakar at the same time. He became one with the Brahma. Brahmakar. Akar means the form. Brahmakar means formless. He became formless while telling those things. He became one with the God, in fact. It doesn't mean that once you become realized soul, you will live a life or log, like a dead body. No, it is not like that. अचेतन ब्रह्माकार अस्ता शुक योगेश्वर तरी सारासार विचार बोलणे न घडे. ओके, सेम थिंग यस टोल्ड. जो ब्रह्माकार झाला तो काष्टोनी पडला शुक भागवत बोलीला परीक्षित पडे. नाउ ही टोल्ड द भागवत इन फ्रंट ऑफ परीक्षित. I hope you know the story of Parikshit. He was going to die within a span of 7 days. So how he came to know that snake is going to bite. So he built a pillar over that. He started living. Built the room over that he started living. So but he used to get food every day. So in one of the berry, a small insect was there, and that insect became takshak and it bite him. At that time. I mean, if the death is there, it is going to happen this way or that way. In fact, nobody is living forever. Bodies are going to perish. Unperishable is only Paramatma. So he came to let him know these things. Shukacharya, not Shukracharya. Shuka means parrot. Shukacharya went on to tell. Shukra means Venus, but Shukra and Shuka. Shukracharya was the Sadguru of demons, whereas Shukacharya was son of the Veda Vyas. Shukracharya and Shukacharya, there is some 17 lakh years difference is there. So because Ramayana happened in Krita Yuga, then 17 lakh years is there. Dwapar Yuga and Treta Yuga and all those things are there. You can say minimum 10 lakh years difference is there. So but Shukacharya happened to be the son of the Veda Vyas. Now, he went on to tell this discourse because he was attached to his body. He was I hope you know that he is the grandson of Yudhishthir and all those things. And after Yudhishthir ruled for some 66 years, some months, almost 67 years. After that, he went on to rule their kingdom, and once he was going to die, then Shukacharya made a discourse. He became a realized soul, and he is the same person, Parikshit. who was saved. He is the son of Uttara, I hope you know, and he was saved by Sri Krishna, and he was born, and all those things are there. You go and check the Mahabharata. निरूपण हे सारासार बोलिला पाहिजे विचार धांडोळावे सचराचर दृष्टांताकारण. So Nirupan is there, discourse is there to tell you what is sar, what is asar, what is good, what is bad, what is godly, what is demonly. And you understand, think over it, and then whatever the example is given, that is only just an example which has drishtanta, means which has limitations. For example, if you say he is a Jnana Surya, or Sant are like saints are like sun, but sun sends the super hotness, but saints are super bright with their knowledge, but at the same time they are very cool as well. I hope you understand. क्षण एक ब्रह्मची व्हावे, क्षण एक दृश्य धांडोळे, नाना दृष्टांती संपादावे वगत ऋतवासे. At one moment you are Brahma, at another moment you become, oh, I say, is it like that? Oh. Then you get involved in that, then again you become one with that. Nana Dushtanti Sampadaya Vagat Rutvasi. So, you see, that person who is expert in speaking, he tried to, keep everything very interesting. But at the same time, he tells a lot of stories. Okay? असो भगवत निरूपण शुक बोलला आपण त्या अंगी बद्ध पण लावू नये. But you see, the person who is realized soul like Shukacharya, he is telling about, the atom bombs as well. In fact, Brahmastra. The Brahmastra came from this side, Brahmastra came from this side. So, for example, Ashwatthama sent the Brahmastra from this side, and one Brahmastra came from Arjuna. But in between was Bhagwan Vedavyas, the father of Shukacharya. He stopped both the atom bombs to explode. When even the 0 clock is there, he stopped the atom bombs, for example. Nobody has that power, that technology doesn't exist right now. He stopped it over there and then say, please take back this. So Arjun could take back. And then this Brahmastra was sent to Uttara, and from that Brahmastra also Shri Krishna saved Parikshit and he was born. Everybody knows that. So you try and understand, so much power is there with all these realized soul, and still they live a life, normal life. There are so many powerful people I saw. Their name also don't know to anybody. So why people go behind power, money, and all those things? That involves people in so much so and engross so much so that they lose the path of enlightenment is also a question asked over here. Okay, next. म्हणून बोलता चाला निचेष्टित पडेले नसता मुक्ती लाभे सहजता सद्गुरु बोधे. So like बोलता चालता, while you are walking, speaking, living a normal life, you can achieve the Atmajnan. You don't have to live a life like a dead log. So when you are living with the Sadguru, you get anugrahit and you get, you start your journey of penance through Sadguru's medium. Try to achieve the Sanjata Mukti. Sanjata Mukti means becoming one with the God for all the times. एक मुक्त एक नित्य मुक्त, एक जाणावे जीवन मुक्त, एक योगी विधेय मुक्त समाधानी. सचेतन ते जीवनमुक्त, अचेतन ते विधेयमुक्त, दोही वेगळे नित्यमुक्त योगेश्वर जाणावे. So he has given some 4-5 kinds of mukti. In fact, mukti is only one thing. Okay, mukti means freedom from the 8.4 million births. Your soul gets merged with the God for all the times. You become yogi and bhakta all the times. That is mukti. That is freedom, real freedom for the soul. Now, Nitya Mukta means forever Mukta. Jivan Mukta, you are born as a Mukta. Ek yogi videha Bhukta. It should be Mukta. So you are living in the body, but still you are living detached from the body and living the satisfied life. Then Sachetante Jivan Mukta. You are Mukta, but still you are living an energetic life. Achetante Videha Mukta. You are living a life like, sitting at one place, penance, performing penance, just for a few moments you go for your everyday needs, okay, and sitting for meditation. That is a videha mukta. दोही वेगळे नित्य मुक्त. There are people who are beyond that as well. योगेश्वर जाणावे. ओके. स्वरूप बोधे स्तब्धता, ते जाणावी ताटस्थता. ताटस्थता आणि स्तब्धता हा देह संबंध. नाउ यू बिकम वन विथ द गॉड and live there forever, and then live a calm life. There is one place where you become detached. There is one place where you remain detached, but whatever everyday things you have to do, you do. We have seen that 2% mind and brain can do everyday work. That's all they use. 98% they live with the God inside their mind, brain and soul. येथे अनुभवासी कारण एर सर्व निष्कारण, तृप्ती पावावी आपण आपल्या स्वानुभव. नाउ हियर युअर एक्सपिरियन्स इज मोर इम्पॉर्टंट दॅन एनी अदर कॉजेस, एनी अदर क्वेश्चनिंग अँड आन्सरिंग. You try to understand yourself inside you, become atmatrupta, become self-satisfied with your own experience, because everybody has his own religion, own duties, own kind of the environment. Now we are living in these modern buildings. At that time modern buildings were not there, and if you say that I shall go into jungle and do that, so where are the jungles left? The question could be asked. And if they are there, whether animals will live or you will live. There were 99% land was covered with the jungle at that time. Okay, so try to understand your situation, your place, your this thing. But it is possible that in any situation at every moment we can achieve the atmagnan. Okay, please remember that is what he is saying. कंठ मर्याद जेविला, त्यास म्हणती भुकेला, तेणे शब्द जाजवाला हेतो घडेना. And once you become realized soul, what happens? Wherever you go, whatever you may do, in fact within the framework of morality, humanity, for humanitarian cause only, with all ethics and values, we live. Meaning that whatever you do, it means within the regulations of humanity and laws of that country, and all those things are there. So whenever you are living, and whatever you do within these limitations, Maryada Purushottam, Ram, like that, still you remain mukta forever. Now, how you remain mukta, how you remain free? The example given here is Kantha Maryada Jivila, means you had a lot of food, as much as you want. In fact, you took one extra glass of milk, or one extra glass of the takra, means the tak, or one extra, what you do, a slice of bread. So you say, no, I do not want more bread, I do not want a glass of water more, my stomach is full now. Like that, once you become a realized soul, you see the God, the Brahma Tattva, in everywhere, inside and out, and living your life as perfectly as you can. So anything may happen, it will not break your anusandhan. You remain one with the God. Now, one of the fantastic example that Swamiji used to give, my Sadguru. You see, once he went for a marriage and he had one jalebi. Then he started talking with all the important and known people and all those things, or people coming and asking him a question, he started answering, and all those things happened. So somebody, a couple of the bodybuilders came. They said, let us have a who will have a competition, who will eat more jalebis. Somebody ate 42 jalebis. No. Somebody was there who ate 82 jalebis. So after that, no more. Like that, once you become atmatrupta, you feel you don't have any wishes left. That is a temporary situation, but this is a all-time satisfaction is there. Wow, I can feel, I can see, that Brahma Tattva is everywhere. There is nothing to be achieved, there is nothing to be done. That's the situation you reach. There are no words to tell. तेणी शब्द जाजावला हेतू घडेना. I mean, uh, what a situation. I mean, what a means the state of mind. He's saying, स्वरूपी नाही देव, तेथे कायसा संदेह, बद्धमुक्त ऐसा भाव देहाचा कडे. It is with respect to body that you are bounded soul or you are non-bounded soul. The doubts are there or no doubts are there. Questions are there, answers are there. It is with respect to body only. But Swarupi, once you become one with the God, nothing is left. No doubts, only trust and faith. You go beyond all these things, duality in fact. You become Advait, non-dual state of mind is there. देवबुद्धी धरून चिंती मुक्त ब्रह्मादिक नव्हेती तिथे शुकाची कोण गती मुक्तपणाची. So देहबुद्धी means you are living at the state of mind with your ego, egoism, egotism and all those things. It is not applicable to Shukacharya and all these people. मुक्तपण हेची बद्ध, मुक्त बद्ध हे अबद्ध, स्वरूप स्वतः सिद्ध बद्ध ना मुक्त. So you go beyond मुक्त and बद्ध and all those things. मुक्तपणाची पोटी शिया बांधत जायजे पाताळा, देहबुद्धीचा आगा स्वरूपी नसंट आहे. Means if you think with your ego that I am this, I am that, this is that and all those things, and then you tie one big boulder with a rope to your body and then you jump into the sea and try to come out, it will not happen. So like that, don't get attached to this mukta, bhakta and all those things. You try to remain one with the God. You try to become yogi. Try to do work is worship. मीपणापासून सुटला तोची एक मुक्त झाला, मुका अथवा बोलला तरी तो मुक्त. Now, once you get rid of this egoism and attachment to your body itself is your Paramatma, Chaitanyamay Kaya is Paramatmamay Kaya. Try to get detached with that. Then whether you speak or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean, the question he asked was that if you have become realized, so then why don't you, because you cannot tell you cannot tell into the words, then why don't you remain quiet and just sit like this? Because you cannot tell how the Paramatma is. But still, Shukacharya also spoke. Then that is how I am trying to tell you because I have become Mukta, I am trying to tell you how to make yourself Mukta. That is what Sant Ramdas is saying. Try understand. Whether Shukacharya remain maun means not speaking anything, or Shukacharya is speaking, one and the same thing, because Brahma Tattva is speaking from his mouth. Try to understand this. Try to get rid of your me, myself, I am this body, I am this, I am that, all those things. Then you can become a realized soul. ज्यास बाधावे ते व्हावं तेथे कैचा मुक्त भाव, पाहो जाता सकळवा गुण वार्ता. You see, Mukta is a state of mind. And when you are Mukta, there is no guna varta, means there are no attributes attached to yourself, because you have become one with the formless God. Body is there till the body is there. You are not destroying your body. You are not committing suicides after you become Mukta. Body lives there for the cause of the society once you become a realized soul. Try to understand. When the realized soul are delivering the discourse, it is not for self, it is for the society as well. And self in the sense that bigger self. Try and understand. That bigger self is telling discourse to the society, and so that all become realized soul. Okay? तत्वज्ञाता परम शुद्ध त्यास नाही मुक्तबद्ध हा विनोद मायागुण. So if that Tattvajnata, the person who is realized soul, he has become pure and pious, ultimately pure and ultimately pious, Paramashuddha. He is not attached to Mukta and Badhdha and all those upadhi, I mean any kind of this accreditations and you see the awards and all those things. It becomes jokes for him. It comes under the everyday life, maya and all those things. Brahmam Satyam Jagan Mithya. He understood that. जेथे नामरूप हे सरे तेथे मुक्त पण कैसे हो रे, मुक्तबद्ध हे विसरे विसरले पण. So he forgets all these things. He knows he has become one with the God, and he lives a life devoted to God at all the times, because he has become yogi, the bhakta, and lives in that state of mind. He doesn't remember even what is mukta and what is baddha and all those things. बद्धमुक्त झाला कोण, तो तरी नाही की आपण बधक जाणावी पण धरत्यास बाधी. Okay, so once you remain in duality, then these things, mainly if you are ego, these things get attached to you. On the ego, all these kinds of layers comes up. एवं हा अवघा भ्रम अहंतेचा झाला श्रम, मायातीत तो विश्राम सेविला नाही. So this, you get rid of this ego, then you will take the Atma Shanti while living in this body itself. असो बद्धता आणि मुक्तता आली कल्पनेच्या माथा, ते कल्पना तरी तत्वता साच आहे. सो इट इज ओनली द आयडिया अँड ओनली यू आर थिंकिंग लाईक दॅट. म्हणून हे मृगजळ माया नाथले आभाळ, स्वप्न मिथ्या तत्काळ जागृती सोय. सो वी ऑलरेडी सॉ दॅट while you are sleeping, there is one dream is there, and inside the dream you are seeing something. That second dream is this, our life. Once Sadguru comes, he awakens you. Once you become awakened. Then after performing penance and all these things, you become mukta forever. So whatever happened in the past, it becomes like a clouds have come into the sky. Once they go, then Paramatma Tattva is there forever. You can see it clearly in your life, with your eyes, with your ears. You can listen. You are doing everyday work as work is worship. स्वप्नी बद्ध मुक्त झाला, तो जागृतीच नाही आला, कैचा कोण झाले त्याला काही कळणार. सो ही इज नॉट इवन बॉदर्ड अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स. जागृती, स्वप्न, सुषुप्ती and all those things. He is one with the God, unison with the God for all the times. म्हणून मुक्त विश्वजन ज्यास झाले आत्मज्ञान, शुद्ध ज्ञानी मुक्त पण समूळ व्हावं. So pious and pure knowledge he is getting, and he has become one with the infinite God. Inside and out, he is so pious that all the times he remains pure, knowledgeable person, all the time free, all the times Atmadhyani, all the time one with the Vishwajan. He can see himself in all the people, in all the entities, in all the species as well. बद्धमुक्त हा संदेह, धरी कल्पनेचा देह, साधू सदा निसंदेह, देहातीत वस्तू. बद्ध and mukta, these are all the doubts that comes into the duality. So dhari kalpanecha deho. So you are having the body which is also temporary phase. Sadhu sada nisandeho dehatit vastu. So sadhu lives in the body as a dehatit vastu, means they live in this body but detached from it and living a very pious, generous, kind life, while following all the ethics and humanitarian values. They become harmless creature to each and every entity. And that's why you might be seeing, in earlier days they used to say that, the deers and all those creatures used to live near them. Okay, so they have become dehatita, means living in the body, but beyond that, he is living a life beyond everything. It cannot be explained in the words. That is what Sant Ramdas is saying. And like that, we should achieve that state of mind, becoming yogi and bhakta, and by following Navida Bhakti and so many kinds of bhakti, and try to experience the Paramatma with Chaturdasha Nirupan that we saw 14 ways, Om Ekaksharam Brahma, Shabda Brahma and all those things, and slowly become one with that and remain in that state of mind forever. Nitya Mukta you can live. ओके, आता असो हे पुरती, पुढे राहावे कोणे रीती, त्याची निरूपण श्रुती सावध पुरेसा. नाव हाऊ टू लिव्ह इन दॅट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड आय एम गोइंग टू टेल यू इन द नेक्स्ट चॅप्टर ऑफ दासबोध. इति श्री दासबोधी गुरुशिष्य संवादे बद्ध मुक्त निरूपण नाम समास 6. ओके, लेट अस ट्राय टू लिव्ह सच लाईफ. थँक यू व्हेरी मच.